Hey guys, welcome back to Not So Big Matt. I'm Matt. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been tuning in, thanks for coming back. I'm going to shoot a quick little video this afternoon, just something I'm going to throw together for dinner. I've seen a few other Weight Watchers YouTubers post some videos and or recipes for like a Tater Tot Casserole. And I've got some stuff on hand. I'm going to try to make something similar to those. I'm not sure exactly what their recipes were, or, well, I really don't know anything. I can't remember who all shared them. All I know is I've seen a few, and I thought that it would be something that I could easily manipulate to suit mine and my family's taste. So I'm going to make, it's going to be kind of like a Manwich-esque flavor, I think, and then the tater tots and cheese on top. We were able to get out this morning and go grocery shopping, and we were actually able to find most of the things that we needed at one place, so that was awesome. We did go very early this morning, and we went on Friday instead of Saturday, so that probably made it a lot easier to deal with. The Saturday crowd was very rough last week. So anyway, I've got a little bit more than a pound of 96% lean ground beef, and I've got a pound of ground turkey breast, and I'm gonna basically just season that up and brown it, get it cooked through, and then get it kind of knocked, broke up pretty well, and then I'm gonna make a sauce to mix into it, and I'll try to simmer the sauce for a little bit to get those flavors into the meat, and then basically I'm gonna put it out into a casserole dish or a baking dish, and I count out my tater tots. I put tater tots on top and then cover it in cheese. So I basically just went by, opened up the Weight Watchers app and went into the recipe builder and just started plugging in things that I have on hand, and then manipulating the amounts to get a points value that I feel is workable for today and just in general. So I guess let me just go ahead and get started. Okay, so I've got, this was 1.16 pounds of 96% extra lean ground beef, and this is 1 pound of ground turkey breast, so it'll be 2.16 pounds total. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to season this up kind of the way that I would on most of the meat type things that I end up doing. I'm not going to measure this out. I don't really count spices for the most part. I'm just going to do some salt. I'm going to do, I probably should have opened these lids already, but I'll manage. Alright, let's hit it with some onion powder. These are basically just the normal things that I typically use in my recipes most of the time. And you can use any seasonings that you want, really. If you don't like onion, of course, don't use onion. If you don't like garlic, don't use garlic. Just use what you have on hand or what you like. I like to put chili powder in most of my meat mixtures, just because I think I've said in the past that I kind of like the meat flavor, or the chili type flavor. So you just shake a little bit of that out. This bottle, for whatever reason, is heavily packed and doesn't want to let the chili powder come out. Try not to shake the video so bad. Okay, that's good enough. I just need a little bit. I may shake a little bit more once I get started, and I can do it without being so violent on the camera. And then there's some seasoned salt, and I'm gonna do a little bit of paprika. Really, that's more for color than anything else. I'm also going to do some minced onion because I like to have some chunks of onion in my meat. And when you cook it with the meat, it will actually kind of reconstitute. It'll be kind of like having onions chopped up in there. I only have 2 onions in the cabinet right now, and those are going to be used for my meal prep, so I don't want to use those. Let's do a little bit of black pepper. And that's going to be it. I'm going to go ahead and turn this on and get it cooked down, started cooking down. And I will jump back on here when I get ready to make the sauce put the sauce together, and I'll show you kind of what I do for that. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and mix up the sauce for the meat. I've got some Heinz tomato ketchup, no sugar added. I'm going to do a half a cup of that. It sounds wonderful, doesn't it? Try to avoid that sound. Okay. Alright. So there's a half a cup of that. That's my little half a cup measure. Put that into my little bowl here. I put this into the app at 8 tablespoons, but I'm not measuring out in tablespoons. That'll take too long. So, alright, there's that. And then I'm going to do 3 tablespoons of G sugar-free steak sauce. I think that's, yeah. I'm hoping it's focusing. So, there's 1. There's 2. And 3. Scrape that out a little bit. Okay. Then I'm going to do 3 tablespoons of G sugar-free original barbecue sauce. It's that one right there. Do 3 tablespoons of that also. One, 2. That was a little bit heavy, so I'm going to go a little shy of this go around. Alright, there's 3. I'll give that a little scrape. Alright, then I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. And I've got French's Worcestershire sauce there. Alright, there's 1. And 2. That's a little bit heavy too. And I did overshoot some. So, alright, there's that. And then I'm not going to do a whole tablespoon of Texas Pete, but I am going to put a little bit of Texas Pete in there. About a half a tablespoon. Alright. I'm just going to give that a little mix. And this will be the sauce for my meat. And I may put, depending on how it tastes, I may put a little bit of Splenda in there if it's got too much heat, and I may put a little bit of salt if it's too sweet. But that's it. That's what I'm planning to put in my meat mixture in the bottom of my casserole. So I will jump back on here in just a bit when I get the meat finished up. It's cooking right now on the stove. When it gets finished, I will show you when I put everything together. Alright, so the meat is pretty much done. I like to not break my meat up into smaller pieces. I typically use my pastry cutter for that. So I'm going to bust this up into, especially the turkey,
because the consistency of ground turkey breast is, to me, not the greatest. So if I'm making, a lot of times when I'm making stuff with ground turkey, I try to make sure that the pieces are small. So I'm just kind of run my pastry cutter through this meat really quick. And pretty much all the fat has cooked out of this. The ground beef was really lean, I think it was 96.4, so there wasn't much anyway, and I just let it cook a little bit longer to get the grease to kind of cook away what little bit there was. Alright, so that's pretty good. I've turned the heat down to low right now because I'm just wanting to get the, well, it's no fun to bust that meat up when it's really, really, really hot. So, okay, that's pretty good. A couple other little pieces I see that I want to hit a little bit. Okay. I used to have one of those the Pampered Chef little meat things, and you could bust it up really easy that way, but I don't know what happened to it. It's been gone since I moved a few years ago. Alright, I'm just going to add this sauce that I mixed up a little bit ago to this. Try to get all of it out of there, and then give it a stir. And to me, the flavor on this is pretty good. It's a little bit ketchup forward, but it's not too sweet and it's not too spicy. So I'm probably not gonna add anything else to it. The meat's been seasoned as it is. So I'll just give this a quick mix. I may add, actually I'm gonna add, it needs a little bit more liquid to it. So let's see, do I have some open? I do not. Let me get a container. I could have swore I had some broth, but oh, there it is. Okay. I've got just a little, I'm going to just use a little bit of beef broth just to loosen it up a little bit. So I'm not going to measure it because I don't need much, and that little bit isn't going to give a point value. So if I had to guess, that's less than a half a cup. Probably not even a quarter cup. I just want to, I needed to loosen that sauce up just a little bit to get it to coat better because it was a little bit too thick. So alright, so it's all kind of coated well. I'm going to turn the heat back up to medium and just let the sauce cook into the meat for just a few minutes, and then I will hop back on and we'll go ahead and put it into the baking pan. Alright, so I've got my meat pretty much all done. I'm going to go ahead and spray my 9x13 pan with some canola oil spray. Just don't want it to stick. Alright, so let me move this. So here's the meat. And I'm going to just put the meat into the dish. tater tots in the microwave, and I did that just to sort of soften them up a little bit. Alright, so that's pretty good. Sort of pushing it out to all the edges so it all is kind of flattened out there. Alright, now let me grab those tater tots, and I've just got it was the Orada golden tater tots, and I've got 30 tater tots, so let's see how this will go. Let's see. So if I go, that's pretty even, I think. And then I can kind of determine my servings based off of the tater tot topper there. I kind of like how that looks. So, alright, and then I've got these little pieces that fell off of the tots there. Alright, now I'm gonna take, I've already got it all together, but I got a 1/4 cup of the reduced fat Fiesta blend cheese, a 1/4 cup of fat-free mild cheddar. These are all Great Value brand. And a 1/4 cup of the fat-free mozzarella. And I've basically just put them into a little measure thing, and I've mixed it all up together just to make it easy to get an even top on top of it. And I'm just gonna sprinkle all the way across. I've got my oven preheated to 350. And I'm kind of manipulating the program a little bit because I am using 3 cheeses, only one of which has points. So, you know, I don't know if that works for everybody. It does works pretty good for me. I just do the fat-free cheeses. You can have a 1/4 cup of cheddar or a 1/4 cup of mozzarella for 0 points, and that's what I did here. I did 0 points on both of them. If I were to use a 1/2 cup of one of them, it would be either 1 or 2 points, but since it's two different items, I'm taking it as I can manipulate it that way. So I had 3 points worth of reduced fat cheese on there, but that's it. So I'm gonna pop this in the oven basically just to bake the tater tots and to melt the cheese down. Probably, I don't know, 15 to 20 minutes, give or take. So when I pull it out, I will pop back on and show you what we got, what it looks like, and I will try to do a breakdown on the points value, or the serving sizes rather. Alright, so I ended up with about 20 to 22 minutes in the oven. The tater tots got browned up relatively well, and the cheese is all melted. I ended up with 4 servings, 8 points per serving. I split down the middle. I split the tater tots that were in the center line in half, and then, you know, then cut it into 4 servings after that. So I think it's going to be it's a relatively large serving, but we're kind of hungry tonight, so we wanted to make sure that it was going to be filling. I've also got some corn and green beans cooking, and I will plate everything up here in just a little bit and show you what we have for the meal. The Tater Tot Casserole came out to 8 points per serving, and the corn and green beans will be 0. So I will plate it up and check back in. Alright, so this is what everything looked like plated. Like I said, it's 8 points. That's 8 points on the casserole, 0 points for the green beans, and 0 points for the corn. And we may end up having an ice cream sandwich after this. Those are delicious, and I'll try to show you how I make those in a coming video. But this is it. This is what we're having. If you think that it might be something that you would like, try it out. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you next time on Not So Big Matt.